Alrighty, good morning. Shoulder rolls to start with. Roll up, give it a squeeze, drop back and down. Roll up, give it a squeeze, drop back and down. One more time with bigger movement, elbows, and then we'll step out. Watch out for your ball. Bend those knees, hands on your thighs, roll cat. Inhale through your leprechaun, big deep breath in. Squeeze it back, come down, bend the knees, roll through your cat. Open through your leprechaun, lift it up. Roll it open one more time. Exhale, cat. Inhale, leprechaun. Bring it up. Open it up and relax. All right, so we're going to do without the ball to start. Actually, we're going to use the ball to start with just to hold on to. So we're going to start in that really wide plie position. We're going to kind of distinguish the difference between a plie and a booty squat. So slide down an imaginary wall and make sure your knees are going out over your little toes, right? So not caved in, but nice and wide. As a matter of fact, think about opening them a little wider. Squeeze on the ball, lift it up, and then as you come up, just bring the ball down. So just a little lift, nice straight arms. Give it a squeeze, work those triceps. Option to come up on the toes at any point. You can come down and then rise up, and then come up and then put those heels back down, or you can do the reverse. Oops. I added the toes and I forgot what my upper body was doing. Too many things. So this is our plie, tailbone sliding down that wall. Let's pause here. You might bring your feet in a little bit. Keep this ball close this time. You're going to sit the booty back in your booty squat. So sit it back and then come up. So just kind of distinguishing the difference in those. Even though your booty goes back and your chest has to come forward a lot, you're trying not to cave, right? So you're still keeping things nice and open. And then we'll add those arms overhead with that booty squat. Two more. Last one, sit it down, lift those arms, and then come up. All right. And now we're just going to work our calves and then our inner thighs a little bit. And put that ball between our calves. Feet come into parallel, so kind of squish that ball. It should get a little bit oblong, shoulders out of your ears. This is the controlled rise. So you're going to come up, try and hover for a moment before you gently lower the heels and trying to keep the weight forward in your toes, not plunking back and falling backwards with the toes up. So just nice and controlled. Maybe even staying at the top for a split second. Last two here. And on this last one, we're just going to see how well we can hold for a few seconds. How high can we go? How much can we hold? And then bring it down. Let's just take a quick break. Step back with your left leg. Lunge into your right knee. Left heel is flat. Stretching out that calf, and then bend the knee a little bit. Then roll up on the toes, turn them out, but bring your hip with you. Lunge and bend. And then roll up, turn the toes in, heel out, lunge and bend. And then right leg forward, left leg forward, right leg back. Lunge, stretch for that calf, bend the knee a little bit. Roll up, turn the toes out, and then push the hip forward, lunge and bend. And then toe in, press the heel down, bend the knee, come up, and now ball between your thighs. Grow tall through your spine, reach out with your left toes just enough to hold on to the ball, bend into your right leg, and then straighten your right leg as you pull your left foot in, hovering if possible. Reach out and tap, come in and squeeze. So when you come in, you're getting that adduction, right? Those inner thighs working. Two more. This time we're going to reach out, we're going to come in, we're going to pulse, pulse. And relax. Switch the weight onto your left leg, bend the knee, reach out with your right toes, see if you can stand up, lift in, give it a squeeze. Reach out, bend, straighten up, squeeze. Two more. Last time, reach out, squeeze in, hold that foot in, pulse, pulse, pulse. And relax. Shake that out. Okay, we're just gonna head right on down to the ground. So set the ball on your mat, make your way down, and then sit toward the front of your mat and pull that ball right up against your tailbone. So it's giving you some support. Knees are bent, and you can just hold on to those knees or hamstrings as you lean back. You're not going up over the ball, you're just going to the ball, and then gently pull those ribs down and in, open those arms, and then maybe try a V or way up overhead. So your T, I forgot, cactus, V or I, lower the hands. You can help yourself on this first one. Don't come so far up that you're gonna lose the ball. So kind of keep that in mind. It's gonna be a really small range of motion. So back again we go, something with the arms on the inhale, ribs stay down. Exhale to come up, inhale at the top, exhale back, inhale open, and just keeping that going. Last one, hold it back. Take your back arm up in the air, rotate your front arm toward me, and then up. Toward me and up. Reach and up. And then front arm stays up, reach to the back and up. One more. And relax. Curl up against that ball to kind of slump your way down until that ball comes underneath your low back. So you are kind of up and over it now, but we're going to change that by hugging the knees in and then using that ball to support us in this position. Then lift those knees in tabletop, still holding on. And then rather than hold the knees, we're going to give ourselves some support. Hands out to the side. Knees are going to go side to side. Hips will go, but your ribs you're trying to keep straight ahead. You want those toes up where you can see them, not drop down. And you don't want those knees to move away. You want them nice and close. You can add a little kick at the end range for your can, or you can go straight leg the whole time. And then feet on the ground, and you're gonna roll that ball another few inches back so it ends up underneath your shoulders, giving you lots of support. Bring your fingertips to the edges of your skull and maybe see if you can come close to tapping those elbows on the ground to get a big stretch across your chest, but while you're supporting your head in a nodded yes position. Deep breath in. From there, push into that ball to bring your forehead 1/4 of an inch higher. And then on the inhale, if it's okay with you and your body, you're going to allow the head to stay tucked, but drop back, elbows touch even more. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, up and over the ball you go. So this is that negative to neutral. Negative meaning your head gets lower than your heart. Neutral, exactly that. Forehead comes into neutral position, not looking necessarily at your knees, but more looking at the sky or the ceiling. And then stay on this last one. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you create more weight overhead by crisscrossing the arms, long lever. And relax. We're gonna move that ball all the way out this time. And just relax, maybe put it on your shins for a little extra stretch in your back. Left foot down, ball behind the right knee, give it a hug in, maybe even stretch out that left leg, flex through the heel, a little stretch for that low back. And then right foot on the ground, ball behind that left knee. Again, same thing, hugging it in, and if you want, stretch the right leg out. All right, and then we have our 3 versions of our toe touch we'll start with today. So the ball can rest on your ribs or your belly button. The idea is it's not going to move. So you sink, whether it's the ribs or the belly button, you sink them down, ball stays where it is, arms out into a T, chin nodded yes, press the head and the shoulders into the ground, and one leg at a time moves away. Either toe touching or heel flexing. And double leg if you want. Remember, we have 3 versions of this, so I'm going to abbreviate this one. All right, take a break. So that's option 1. If you want to go to option 2, it's just going to add that inner thigh squeeze. So you're going to put that ball above your knees, squeeze it as you exhale, move away. So obviously this is a double leg. So you've got that more challenging resistance, but you want to still imagine the ball is sitting on your abs or your ribs. And then 3rd version, if you want, is that balance, because you're going to put that ball underneath the tailbone. And then you're going to find your tabletop. And then you're going to see if you could hover your hands. So little intrinsic muscles trying to figure out the balance here. And then you can choose to go back to your single leg or your double leg. If you don't like that, you can go back to any of the previous, one of the 2 previous versions. Try and keep that tuck of the pelvis that you have with the ball helping you. and relax. If you were on the ball, take a moment, come off of it, bring that ball behind your head for just a second. Let your arms open into a T position, legs wide, drop your left knee in, right leg open. And then back to center, right knee drops in, left leg opens. And back to center. You can bring that ball out from behind you. Right above you, shoulders press into the ground, forehead or back of the head rests, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, inhale, arms go overhead. If you want to, bounce the ball, catch the ball, and then come back up and over. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, inhale up and over, bounce the ball, catch the ball. That's just entertainment. You certainly don't have to lift that, add that, and you can actually do it without even lifting your head, just so long as you're keeping your ribs pulled down and in, and those arms go overhead. That's your challenge. And back to center. Now we're going to stack those legs tabletop, and we'll extend the legs as we extend the arms, and then tap the knees with the ball. Double leg stretch. So this is option 1. Option 2, when you tap, come up another 1/4 of an inch, see if you can hand the ball off to your lower legs, and then go get the ball. So you're not going to bring your knees to you, you're going to go up and get the ball. And then final option is that roll, where you roll the ball to the ankles, knees, give me that extension, come up, legs in tabletop, roll in and out. But any of these options are fine, any of them will be fine. Last one, wherever you are, just hold it, reach through the fingers, reach through the toes, straighten the legs a little more, sink the abs a little more, stretch the arms a little further, and then take a little break, hug it in. And then let's put the left foot on the ground, ball up against the right thigh, which is in tabletop. Hands are pressing against the ball, but you're resisting with that hip flexor and that right leg. Left leg reaches, press, create that resistance. Inhale, switch it up, press against the left thigh, reach through the right toes. Inhale, center, press, reach. Inhale, center, switch, press, reach. Inhale, center. So you inhale to switch, you exhale to press. Don't forget that isometric contraction. You have 4 more. Three more. Last 2. And last 1. And again, we'll just tuck, take a quick break, and then we're going to put the ball on the ground under our feet with the heels behind the ball and the toes over the top. Hands by your side, squeeze your knees together. They're going to want to gap open. Lift your hips up in a bridge. Try and come a little higher, head on the ground, shoulders press. Option to lift your hands for a little extra intensity. Stay there or give a squeeze and lift a little higher. Or if you want, roll the ball in and out, squeeze and lift. Out and in, squeeze and lift. And relax. Roll that ball out underneath your legs, take a moment. All right, we're going to do single leg bridge. So we have 2 more rounds. If single leg isn't going to work for you, you're going to go back to what we just did, either variation or the combination. Otherwise, put that ball underneath your right foot, This time the heel is behind it and the ball is a little ahead, toes are pointed up in the air. Oops. And goodness gracious, silly ball. Okay, I give up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry guys. There we go. And then lift the hips up. Okay, so easy option is to hover your hands and then you could roll the ball in and out. You could lift and lower. A little more challenging, you might want to put the hands back down before you try lifting the left leg, either tabletop or straight up. And then you have those same options, roll the ball out and in, lift and lower the hips, or lift and lower the leg, or do all three, lower, lift, roll, in, out, down, up, lower, lift, roll out, in, down, and lift. Or whichever feels best to you. And relax. We'll stretch those hammies in just a second. Let's move that ball underneath the left foot. Again, toes are pointed straight up in the air. Option one, you lift, you hover the hands, you roll the ball in and out. Option two is the kind of big jump, right leg comes up, and then you choose whether you want to roll out and in, lift up and lower, leg up and down, combination all three or two of them, or one of them. And relax. Woo! All right, let's bring that ball behind the right knee. Give it a nice hug. Pull it up and over towards your right shoulder. Let that left leg just flop a little to the left, a little inner thigh love. Bring that right knee to center. And then right foot on the ground, ball behind that left knee. Hug it up and over to the left. Let the right leg drop open. And bring that back to center. And left foot on the ground. Reach that ball overhead for a moment, just a long stretch, point your toes. All right, little challenge here. You're gonna throw that ball and you're gonna try and throw that ball above your chest. So you're coming up just that much. And then over you go, lift up. You can do this with those straight legs or bend the knees to protect the back a little bit. And then you can start challenging yourself to see how far up you can come without hurting yourself, by the way. Or maybe the ball rolls away. All right, so at this point, you're going to choose. You can either roll over onto your side or you can roll up with that ball and meet me back to a seated position. And then we're rolling over. So the ball is going to be in front of us as we lie down. You're going to take that ball and you're going to put it under your bottom ankle. Straighten those legs out, and then top leg on top. Now, I don't want you to feel this in that hip, and if you do, you're going to hinge a little bit at your hip to help put some weight on your glute. But if you want to give this a whirl, just going to lift and lower, point and flex on the way up and on the way down, trying to keep that waistline a little higher than normal because your leg is higher than normal. Last time, lift it up, hold, and relax. And we're going to bend both knees and prop yourself up on that bottom elbow for a side plank. Elbow under shoulder, protect the shoulder by pushing it back, lift up out of it, engage those lats. As always, option one is 10 toes up in the air, side of the thigh, top leg in front of the bottom one or stacked, and then we're going to put that ball where it just supports you so you can actually lean on it. And let that, use that to help push that elbow back a little, and then square the hips, and then come on off the ball. So you're not really touching it, but then give it a tap, tiny tap. So you don't want to move up and down so much that you feel it in your shoulder. And then relax, move that ball out of the way. That'll be your option if you don't like the balance on the ball. If you want to try the balance on the ball, you can do it on the side of your thighs, or bottom leg goes on, leave a lot of space for your top foot to come in top, on top and in front. Oops. And then, oh my goodness, I did not have Irish coffee this morning. Bring it on up. And relax. Woo, you get to do those three things on the other side. So ball is down at the bottom of the mat, and your bottom ankle is on that. Lengthen out your body. Create that mouse house. You'll have to lift a little higher. Inhale, lift, exhale, flex. And relax. Give that hip a little love. And then as you come up, bring the ball in front. Elbow under your shoulder, push back, lift up out of it, engage those lats. And then you're going to come up in that side plank, put the ball where it supports you, rest on it, open up your chest, push the hips forward a little bit, and then as you're ready, come on off the ball, tap and lift. And relax. Keep that one in mind. If the balance doesn't work for you, if you're going to do the balance, bottom ankle first, lots of space for the top foot, and bring it up. Relax. We're going to use, wait, did I do everything? I think I did, yeah. We're going to use that ball to give us a nice cushioning for our shell stretch. Hands down by your sides. And then as you come forward, put the ball in the middle of the mat, right underneath where your belly button will land. Hopefully it's not too uncomfortable, but it gives you some support. So let's take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let the back sag, right? So just gently pressing or letting those abs drop onto the ball. And then we'll either come into a pre-plank, so the ball is just touching maybe your chest or your ribs, and then you'll do that tap lift, or onto the tops of your thighs, tap lift, or onto your toes. And again, tap lift or roll forward and back, totally up to you, whichever one you feel is more appropriate. The rolling forward and back could be a little challenging for your shoulders if you have shoulder issues. And relax. Move that ball out of the way. We'll be back to that plank in a moment, but we get a little break. Ball out front, forehead on the ground for now. Stretch each leg long. Toes push into the ground, toenails, knees lift, but toes stay down. Pelvis, pubic bone, push into the ground, belly button lifts. So that's our controlled position. And then hands on top of the ball. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, press down on the ball to lift your upper body just an inch off the mat. And then inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades down your spine, a little extra movement. Kneecaps stay lifted, belly button stays pulled in. Exhale down. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale, pull back and hold. And then exhale down. Deep breath in, prepare. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull back, hold. And exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull back and hold. And just keep that going. And relax. Let's just windshield wiper those legs nice and wide. All right, we're going back to that forward plank. So you had the option to have it underneath your abs and do a tap or a roll. This time you're going to put that down at your ankles and the tops of your feet. You don't want to go all the way to the toes because you may want to try a pike plank. So you come up on the ball and then you look down and you roll through your pike and then you press out into your plank. And when you've had enough, then you can press back. Once again, shell stretch. You can use the ball or not, depending on if you like that. And then bring it all up. And we're going to sit on the ball. So it's going to be that unstable environment. Legs are wider than your mat. Knees can be bent or straight, but toes are flexed back towards you. Arms into a T position. Rotate toward me. Make sure you're sitting super tall. And then that front hand is going to hinge forward, but the back arm is going to help you prevent slumping, right? Because you're going to reach back and twist and rotate. We're not even going to do that drop down, right? We're just going to rotate. Inhale, center, other way. So saw variation. Try and keep equal weight in your hips, right? That back hip is going to want to lift up, so you want to press weight into it also. And then sit up nice and tall. All right, we'll do a miniature version of seated twist. This is very challenging on the ball because we bring our feet together. So now our nice, stable, wide base just left us. The point is we're going to keep those big toes touching the whole time. Arms into that T, rotate toward me, go another inch, sit tall, inhale back to center, other way. Inhale, center to the front. Inhale, center to the back. Inhale, center to the front. And to the back. And relax. Go ahead, roll forward. Once again, you're going to put that ball between your shoulder blades. Give yourself some support with your hands. So you're going to keep your head up, but you're going to let your elbows go wide. And then we're going to do that same quad stretch that we did earlier. Left thigh drops in, right thigh drops open. Supporting that head, getting a chest stretch at the same time, hopefully. And then back up through center, right knee drops in, left drops open. And back up through center, roll off of that ball. And we'll hug that ball behind the right knee and give it a beautiful squeeze. Hug it in, give it some circles, both directions. And then hug it in over to your shoulder, flex through that right heel, pull those right toes back. Use that left hand to push the ball up against the back of the knee to push the hamstring down and the calf perpendicular with the ground. Get movement through your foot. And then straighten that leg out. The ball comes to your hamstring. We're opening to the right and to the left with the left, and then both come back to center. Left leg stretches out. Flex through that right heel. See how straight you can get that right knee. That should intensify that stretch. And then move that out of the way and lower the right leg down. And we'll bend both knees again. Fall behind that left one. Hug it in. Draw some circles if that would feel good. And then bring that ball so that you can press the hamstring down, calf perpendicular, and then pull back on those toes with the left hand. And then we'll straighten that leg. Right leg drops right, left leg drops left. Back to center. Everything straightens. Flex through that left heel, push against the ball. And then relax. And then bend both knees again. Soles of the feet together. Passive inner thigh stretch. You can gently place your hands on your inner thighs if you want. Just don't press them down too much. Hands to the outside, bring them in. Right ankle crosses your left thigh. Press that open. And then thread your needle, reaching for the left hamstring or maybe the left shin. Bending the elbows to bring those legs closer and a little to the left. And then left foot on the ground, right knee all the way over, arms out into a T, knees drop left. Press to bring everything back up through center. Uncross, left ankle goes over the right thigh. Press that open. Reach for your hamstring or your shin. Bend in and pull over. And then right foot on the ground, left knee crosses over, knees drop right. And however you want to get there, meet me on your hands and knees, please. We're going to walk the hands out front so we can undulate forward and back through our cow and cat or cat leprechaun. And stack everything up, tuck your toes, lift your knees, hover for a moment, and then press up and back. Fill out those heels if that would feel good. Wide stance, walk it back. Elbows on your thighs, shake your head no and nod yes. And then hands on your thighs, cat and leprechaun. And bring it up.